Meanwhile, there are bright prospects for Subic Freeport Zone emerging as the leading industrial hub in the country. Freddie Abando filed this report.
The Subic Freeport is emerging as a major player in sustaining the growth of the economy. To date, there are 1,300 locators. There are two major industrial sites managed by the Japanese and the Taiwanese. Under the President's leadership of good governance, there is great promise that Subic could emerge as the leading industrial hub of the country.
Like the Philippines, that performed very well in terms of GDP, 7.2, which was only second, I think, to China for the year. On the ground here in Subic, we have felt the effects of that, and 2013 was a very good year. It was a record-breaking year for SBMA. The second year actually in a row.
One of the strategic advantages of Subic is its port. It has 14 piers, which makes it ideal as a logistic hub and reduce the burden of an overcrowded port in Manila. Each pier can service the flow of imports and exports of raw materials and finished products.
And the significance now, especially with the traffic congestion in Manila, you see, Subic is very underutilized. So it is a perfect alternative to Manila. And we have put together a package that we are much more competitive than Manila. So we see this happening actually right now because of the congestion in Manila. Not only in the traffic, but in the pier. You know, ships are lining up. It takes them 7 days to discharge their cargo. So they're, here today they can discharge. We have
Subic's port facilities is also emerging as the port of call of U.S. naval ships for supplies and recreation for its naval personnel. With the expected signing of an agreement between the Philippines and the U.S. on increased rotational presence of U.S. forces, the port calls will be more regular in the future. To date, at least 5 naval ships dock at Subic every month. 2 supply ships of the 7th Fleet are currently docked to secure supplies for ships of the U.S. operating in the Asia Pacific.
every month they come.
Every month.
Like this, they have 2 ships here now. Around 3-4 visits. They stay 2-3 days, then they go. Oh, it has a big impact because the first thing that the Navy men do when they get down from the ship is, number one, they don't the ship. So they book the hotels here, and they all line up in the ATM to convert to pesos. And they spend, they go to the malls, the restaurants, the hotels. And even along the City, they're very happy when the Americans come because, of course, the businessmen there, they can supply,
Subic has also emerged as a major tourist destination and a mecca for major sports events, local and international. Its promise as one of the top players for the country's growth is due to the President and the SBMA board. For the People's Television Network, this is Freddie Abando reporting.